Why you still practice and I play concerts? Look, assuming that you are an aspiring professional pianist who wants to play in a hall like this. This is the Bulgaria Hall in Sofia, and I'm gonna perform Greek piano concerto with Dennis Russell Davies and the Sofia Philharmonic. And you probably also want to have these kind of concerts. And in this video I will tell you why you don't, and why I travel the world, why you are still practicing in your practice room. There are actually 3 components that are incredibly important if you want to make it on stage and if you want to perform. First of all, forget everything that you learn in your studies. You need very practical tools for making your piano practice efficient. Look, if you want to end up traveling the world and playing concerts, you have to also be able to practice with much less practice time. You won't be able to practice 6 hours every single day. You will have to repeat a concerto in 1 hour. You'll have to repeat a recital in 2 hours, or you actually have to play without even warming up. And let me tell you, it's very important that you train this from a very early stage. Even if you're still studying, you want to make sure that you learn how to be more efficient. Yeah, there are a few tools that we use also in my mentoring program. For example, you can have a practice journal which will prime your brain in a way that it actually helps you to become more efficient. You will write down things that you're thankful for, things that went well, things that you've learned, things that you plan for your day, you track your practice time, etc. We have specific Google Sheets for that, for example. And you also need a very clear system for your technique so that you can be and stay in the best possible shape with just a few minutes every day, because you won't have time to practice etudes every single day. And you also need tools to actually focus better. You need ways and how to become better with your memory. Yeah, I also recommend Preludes and Fugues by Bach. If you really become very good with this, it will save you enormous amount of practice time. And most people don't want to do it simply because they are challenging. But let me tell you, you need to go into these challenges. You need to actually face those challenges if you want to really become a professional pianist touring the world. And the second thing is, forget the practice part. You also have to take care of yourself and your life. You will become more expressive with your instrument if you go out into the world and you make life experiences. If you get your heart broken, if you're loving people, if you're getting to know your friends on a very deep level, if you actually experience life, if you make new experiences, if you travel, all these kinds of things will influence when you're playing much more than just staying into the practice room. And I really know what I'm talking about because I've traveled the world. I've been in 33 countries, and the more I did that and the more I experienced life in a very emotional way, the better my playing became and the freer I became as a pianist. You really need to take off your boundaries. You have to really risk things in your life if you want to become a very good musician. That's really important. The practice alone is really not enough. And what comes with that is also that you need to stay in a very sane way. You need to stay sane. You need to take care of yourself. Look, I do sports 3 times a day, 1 hour each, very intense training. I go to the gym 2 times a week. I do interval training, like endurance training, once a week. And I also make sure I get my 7,000 steps every day, which is the minimum for you to function very well, because just sitting around is really, really unhealthy. Then I take care of my diet as well. I make sure I have enough proteins. I make sure I don't eat too much sugar. I don't drink alcohol, or very rarely. And you need that, yeah. Also, taking care of your sleep is really important, that you are really focused during the day. Blue light glasses, very good mattress, all these kinds of things really help you as a musician, and it is sometimes better to invest time and energy in those things than just practicing more. So you need this balance between actually practicing your craft and also practicing yourself, because you are the product. You are the tool with which you express the music, right? You have the emotions. You need to cultivate those. And if you have nothing to tell the people, then what should you play, right? So these two things are already very important, and most people, first of all, get the practice wrong so that they're not efficient. They don't have a clear strategy for technique or their practice. They have mindset problems with this. And the second thing is people have problems with their lifestyle. They're not taking care of their body. They're not taking care of their soul, their mind. And that will harm them in a very, very big way. And the third component that you need, if you also want to tour the world like this, you need a good marketing strategy. And you need to know how you communicate with people, how you sell your craft to organizers. And most pianists cannot do that, and you have to also learn it. It's nothing that will just happen. You can be a genius musician, but if nobody knows about you, you will not have concerts. So you need that part as well. So you need to know how you position yourself as an artist, how you go out and how you brand yourself, yeah? How people see you, what is different from you to all the other musicians out there. Then you have to know also how you become visible online, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on your website, but also offline, that people just know about you, that you network, that you go out to concerts, that you meet people, that you call them, but people just get to know you. It's very important. You can even send out letters, but that you become visible. And then if you get people interested in you, you want to convert them into organizers that invite you, into clients, right? So you need a good sales strategy that you can get people who are interested in you into organizers who invite you and pay you money in order for you to play a concert there. And then also you need a good system so you can make that very smooth, that things are running smoothly, so that you can also focus on your craft and become better as a musician. And these three components are what most people get wrong. Their practice is not efficient, they don't take care of themselves, and they don't know how to market themselves. And that is the reason why you also still sit in your practice room while you're having a break and you watch this video instead of touring the world and playing concerts. But if you want to learn how you can also master these three pillars of a successful career, then please hit me up at aaronpilsner.com/academy. Just fill out that form. I'll call you, or my assistant will call you in the next days, and we'll find out together if and how it can help you to also get started with your successful career. And it would be a great pleasure to actually also accompany you with that. You know, I've had mentees who won international prizes. I've had mentees who got into really great universities, and I've had mentees who got concerts with 4-digit fees. Yeah. So if you want to achieve that as well, just sign up for that free lesson and we find out if and how I can help you. Now I'm gonna have dinner in Bulgaria, and thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we see each other again in the next video. Bye bye.